with them dumbass comments about the NBA.
Well, we kind of are now because we live. We just ain't on live.
Oh shit! Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't even remember your name, dumbass boy.
Listen, I want to talk to at the end of the show. I got to address the women and all the hate mail I got because of Zay and Chris. This is the bullshit. Zay say the shit, and then he be in the inbox all tender tone. Oh yeah, girl talking about the topic about you got a job, you got a car, you got a house, you got all that, but you single. Fuck y'all mad with me for? He said it. I didn't say it. Boy,
Who said I would tend to Tony?
I said it. I knew you were going
to check. That's the crazy part. Yeah,
that's all you
got
about. That's all you heard. Yeah. Hey, welcome to the greatest show on earth. Tonight I will serve as the host. I am the Horace Towns. I'm joined tonight by the cast of the Black Super Friends, known as my best friends. And I will introduce them individually. And for a moment there, it sounded like a David Ruffin type introduction. Hey, I'm Horace Towns, and these are the Black Super Friends. So my apologies, my fellas. First off, it's been a heck of a week. We will be going on vacation after this episode because Labor Day, we tend to Labor Day, okay? Every holiday. Oh, man. So, let me say, first I'm going to go to the person who gives me the most aggravation. He's really gotten away with saying a lot of slick stuff the last couple of weeks. But tonight I will make sure that she gets all the credit for all the hate mail that I received this week because of comments that he made. And somehow they just tend to not know the face who said XYZ, but tonight he has changed his name once again to LL Cool J.
Oh shit! I thought you were about to say Chris Leo. Hey, good night, fellas. Hey, everybody in TV land. It is I.
It is amazing how this thing went from Chris being the greatest, most hated individual on this show to the optimistic person. He still gets off the leash sometimes because I almost let him off. I wish he would have went off the leash today in the inbox with our co-show groups, but he did not do that today. But I want to give a shout out to one of the girl dads on the cast, the man who is the owner of Pickup in Orlando, the man who tends to be a drum major for leopard print shirts and hats. Leo season is still in effect to January 1st. I talked to the governor, and Virgos will just have to adjust. The person I am speaking of tonight is Chris Leo.
Yes. Thank you guys for showing up for another Monday. We got an action-packed show. We would be nowhere if it wasn't for you. Thank you for showing up. And don't forget to tune in and like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Share it. Don't be in the inbox. Don't be scared to comment. We have a lot of male supporters, homeboys, who will come in the inbox and have all this insight, but they won't just leave a comment. It helps the algorithm and it really helps our show to grow. Second of all, ladies as well, don't be angered and triggered. And please send your hate mail to those who are responsible for such stress. Please do that. I am not a piñata.
He's the Teflon Don.
I'm going to piss him off tonight. But hey, next I'm going to my man up outside of Georgia. We won't give you the location because we just won't. He is an avid hunter. He rides a Harley with no shirt on. He is the father of 3. He's a deer sausage maker, amazing husband. And people say that he gives all the words of wisdom on the show, but they don't know what we know behind the scenes. Tonight, shout out to the Dallas Cowboys, only fan in Georgia, Super Mario Sr.
Hey, today we're going to say it's trade day. We're welcome to the Dallas Cowboy dynasty. We're going to strap in for one hell of a year.
Hey, shout out to Candy. We see you. Yeah, it's gonna be a heck of a week. I was emotional, but I got myself together. As you see, there was injustice in America. And I'm happy to see because it tends to be something that's seeming to backfire on a lot of people. This week, for the first time in a long time, a former president was arrested. The charges, the RICO case, political interference, yada, yada, yada. So it's probably about Trump and I think 19. I didn't really do my homework because I just think the whole case is farce. It's going to be something that gets ratings. It's going to get news. And then everybody's going to be engaged. And then when nothing happens, then everybody's going to be mad. So, America's turned into a reality show. But, Dawn will be okay. I just thought it was amazing how I seen President Biden do a press conference after he gave people in Maui $700 for losing their homes and property and got booze at this press conference. And then you see President Trump going through zone 6 with people on the side of the road cheering, yelling for President Trump. He made a stop at a local soul food restaurant and he went to the studio. Bro, I don't know who's driving for Trump, but he made Atlanta great again for 24 hours. But enough of my jokes. What did y'all think about the former president being arrested in Georgia? What do you think about this whole fiasco, Chris Leo?
I actually don't know what to think, man. I'm really indifferent about this. I'm not a Trump hater or a supporter, so I'm pretty indifferent about Trump. But then when we throw the black element in it, I think it's more about Fannie Willis, and I think that's the person that we need to shed light on. Previously, we were supposed to dislike her for using her powers to lock up black men. That's what we galvanized about. That's what it was supposed to be about. Even though those black men, she said, runs a criminal organization, we were supposed to be upset with her for using her powers to do that, right? But now simultaneously, we're supposed to be upset with her with using her powers against rich white men who we think manipulate the system, who we think is privileged and the system don't touch. So I don't understand which one we're supposed to be mad about. Should we be mad at her for locking up black men, or should we be mad at her locking up the big boogeyman that y'all told me Trump was? She's locked him up. So should we be celebrating this black woman that was able to lock up this really, really bad man that you guys told me that was the last president? So I don't know how to actually feel about this one. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I think it's more about Fannie Willis, because this is not a Democrat that is your normal Democrat. She's hard on crime. She doesn't want prison reform. She doesn't want to defund the cops. She's hard on crime. And Trump ran under that same agenda, being a tough on crime, a law and order president. So you can't get mad when the law and order that you want backfires on you. So look, honestly, man, I don't know how to feel about this one. I'm very, very indifferent about it, but I love to hear what you guys got to say.
I like to throw some fire on that. I will say this, y'all know it's no secret that I am a Trump supporter. I'm a Trump supporter for my own personal reasons and gains, like most people in politics. I have an agenda. I have reasons for benefit for supporting them, because me and him sometimes evil aligns with each other. But I will say this. 2 years ago, maybe 3, when she got elected, me and Mario agreed on one thing. When she got elected, oh boy, we knew what was coming behind that. And one thing about politics, they put people in place. Second of all, nothing is by accident. I think we take for granted how they be playing chess way before we even see what's coming. They put somebody in place, and since she's been in place, she has been on top. She's been doing her good job agenda-wise. But then you look at her moves, and then, we don't agree on this part. But I know after that last election and how long votes came from that area, I said, oh, they about to gentrify that area. Oh, they about to go in and do a cleanup. And they got to have somebody to do it. So I know people was not too hard about Thug getting arrested, but I personally think even if you don't like Trump, even if you don't like politics, you got to look and laugh at how the dates line up. Like all of this is politically motivated and related. So let's be honest about that. And for them to say, "Oh, the trial date is going to be one day before the debates and election season," come on, man. Some of that stuff is exhausting. Even the people that don't like Trump, I'm like, come on. Have a moment where we can agree. Like, don't act like these ain't a bunch of rich white men having a fight. But at the end of the day, rich white men don't let rich white men go to jail. So y'all get mad. I can't see a president in prison with Secret Service. But I'll come back to my point. Zay.
Yeah, brother. I think the whole thing is amazing. Like you said, it is unprecedented. We've never seen anything like this. Trump on trumped up charges is is what a lot of people like to say. But it is a lot of questions that come up with the Fannie Willis thing. Like Chris was saying, alluding to, she's hard on crime, but then there's speculation or hearsay of her being once their liaison as far as their lawyer and getting them off of crime. So what's the change of heart? Is she Saul and Paul? I don't know, but we will see. You guys did call it out a couple of years ago, which is the other thing that I was looking at as I read the articles and the headlines, because I don't really like to watch the news. I like to read to get the information. And all these things that they've been talking about with Trump have been brewing for like the last 4 years, 3 or 4 years, and now at this time when there's about to be a changing of the guard, you guys bring it or spring it into action. It sounds very funny and politically charged. And you have other countries that are looking at us and they're taking note of it, and they're also starting to take notice to the way that America operates. So I think that their skirt is lifted. I think that it's hairy and it got warts on it, and everybody sees it. It is ugly. But it is interesting. So I'll just wait to see the show.
Mario, Zay, what's interesting? When Trump won, they said it was Russian collusion, and Maxine Waters did the same thing that they're accusing Donald Trump of doing, contesting. You have a right to contest. Oh, no, he interfered. I think the more they go after Trump, it just seems to be more empowering. If you didn't look at the news, you seen black people saying, "Hey, you know what? I heard what y'all said, but I'm starting to feel like I'm going to support Trump," and that's what they don't want to happen.
Well, two things I noticed. One was every time the sitting president's son got in more trouble, they gave him another indictment, and they shed more light on him. I said, okay, they're not going to speak about the other part. And it's like, the man is the Teflon Don for real. Like, all jokes aside, like, this man raised $7 million. Well, sorry about that. Individuals who gotten smart since COVID, because we talked about how that hustler spirit was born in America, took advantage of that mugshot. And $7 million in revenue was made. Now, that's good for the economy. And they keep saying, Joe Biden ain't doing things like this. This man is doing it with ease, and he's gaining momentum. So I just want to see how it play out. Like I said, at the end of the day, I want to see how this goes.
I want to let me see the private chat. Oh, okay. I want to ask one question though, man, and this is what makes people gonna hate me for this moment. Whether you like it or not, you see more people saying "F that," I'm voting for Trump, because people really care about their day to day. And right now, when they see $1 trillion getting sent to Ukraine, and then you get the people in Hawaii $700, people see that. You know what I mean? This is my soliloquy on this. It's interesting how black men and women have different perspectives on politics. So hear me out. It's interesting that the biggest component of the Democratic Party are black women. Without black women in the Democratic Party, what power does it have? The Democratic Party is nothing without black women, but it's interesting because, and then just hear me out, most Democratic policies are the ones that push subsidies, welfare, Section 8, all of that stuff. Then y'all get mad because Section 8, Republicans go in there and try to cut it because they like, you don't work, you don't eat. That's their theory in mind. I don't get into it because all the money that we actually give to other countries that's welfare as well. But it's interesting on this side of the ball with the Democratic Party, It's all about subsidies, and I don't feel like they're really about family, black families. I don't feel like they respect the man in the house. And all those
Nope.
programs that job push and they support, it's like women will just ignore that. But then you get on the other side of the ball. Say what you want, but a lot of these new rights, these new laws for fathers have been coming from the Republican side. They're saying, nah, man in the home, he get 50-50 right, you know. So people don't want to hear that part, but that's just an ugly truth. Mario, sorry about that.
Don't forget about affirmative action.
No need to be sorry, sir. Chris asked a polarizing question. He said, and I don't want to quote you, but tell me if I'm wrong, just to paraphrase it. We told everybody to be mad at Fannie because of Thug and locking up black men. Now we upset for Fannie for locking up a white man. And he said, I don't know what to do. I said, one thing I heard, two of them on both sides of the pole, man. So one thing Fannie does is lock up men.
Mm-hmm.
We know that's the consistent in both sides of the pole. So I don't want to throw out the numbers of the women she has arrested in a city that's ran 8-1 women to men, crime 4-1. I don't want to throw out those numbers. It's no need. But let's just focus on the main fact at hand. Donald Trump. Donald Trump is an amazing specimen. I think he's the reason why we say America is the land of the free, the land of opportunity, and the home of the brave. I think he embodies all that. He's free to do whatever the hell he wants. He's brave enough to do whatever the hell he wants. And he does whatever he wants. He has the opportunity because he takes it. And he looks at it with a smug undertone of fearlessness right in the eyes of our democracy. And I know that boils so many people over, but as a black man who has been fighting democracy for years, I'm empowered and emboldened to see that somebody's able to do it. Maybe not us yet, but somebody is able to do it. To look at the system that's created to break and to have you as sheep and say, I'm not going to do it. I don't care. I'm going to be everything you say I'm not supposed to be, and I'm still going to win. Every trap you set for me, I'm still going to win. So I think what Tootie was alluding to is, what Horace was alluding to is, women vote for Donald Trump because it's a spit in the face of democracy that was made to help them win the last 50 years. But I think Donald Trump is a reminder of how the USA used to be before that issued in of women's rights, women's voting, women and all that. He's a representation of what it used to be. And I think a lot of women don't like to see that. White, black, indifferent. They don't like the power hierarchy of this white man telling everybody what to do whenever he wants to do it. We can't do nothing about it but listen. The sad thing about it, Fannie, is, and I'm going to let this go, is we've seen this script before. Born in California, hard on crime, aligns with the Democratic Party, throws sisterhood around, like Stacey Abrams. Shit, I think the sister's a smart sister. If I see somebody win a race doing exactly these things, why would I not do exactly these things? This same cadence and list of roles to play, or I should say script, was just ran down our throat, and we have a black vice president.
Yeah.
Why would she not do it? It has worked all the way to the vice presidency. I think she's amazing because Stacey couldn't do it, so she did it, and I think that's the new cadence right now. You be hard on on men, period. Then you be hard on crime, which is mostly men, black men, and then you stand up for women's rights, and there you go. That's what Trump is saying. You beelining right to a seat in the Senate or the Congress or something like that. I think it's to sit back and look at this script as a movie watcher. It's amazing. I've seen it before. It's like a Tyler Perry film.
Yeah, imagine if black men and black women collectively voted together on the basis of what's going to create black wealth and restore the black family. Black men vote this way, black women vote that way. And I tend to say that black women, despite our pains, align themselves with LGBT, feminists, all that stuff that's anti-family. But I will say this: if Trump agreed to be an LGBT champion, he would have got 4 years, no matter what he did.
What do you believe this? Do you believe, just a question, that I hear a lot of black men and a lot of black people saying this? We want women, black women and black men to vote on the same collective for the what? The black family.
Mm-hmm.
I bet the difference to say, do you think that they black women still want the old script of the black family? I don't think so. I don't.
Nope.
So that's why I don't think we'll ever be aligned on voting. I don't think they want to go back to the black man is the head, the black women is right there. I don't think they ever want to go back to that. So that's why we can never align. I believe if black men right now say, hey, we okay with our black women running our families, and I think we'll be aligned. I think that's the problem.
Mario, you said something the other week about being the, what was it? Say it's a drug. It's hard to give up. What's the term you use?
You spent 20 minutes on Trump.
But what's the term Mario used the other day when she breadwinner?
Yeah.
No, you have a lot of people that have gotten to a point where they're the breadwinner and they ain't going back to being second if they think that's what that means. So
true.
Sorry, Chris, it's a real conversation because it impacts your day to day. Sorry. All right, we're not going to address it. Well, I guess we are because it's not. A lot of people messaged us and talked about the Steve Harvey and Marjorie thing. It wasn't confirmed. They both made statements. To be honest, I think a lot of people was hyped up about it and made videos without it being confirmed simply because Steve Harvey gave out a lot of advice about relationships. His daughter is a goddamn pogo stick in Hollywood, and it's like we seem to build people up just to see them fall. Quickly, what was y'all thoughts about it, Chris Leo? Since it was a viral reaction to the story, whether it was true or not.
Well, I think that it was sickening. I think that we, especially us in the new media, we need to take more responsibility of trying to find out if a story is true or not, or have any validity to it, instead of just running with it. These are people's lives, and I think that's sick for us to do that. And I on my end, I promise that I would do more due diligence in a story before I try to run with it. But I think like I don't feel sorry for those two at all. I think that the partisan hand is the reason why that story was able to catch fire and spread like that. I think that those people haven't shown the public that they respect the union of marriage. I think that this woman, just give a little scenario, she was married to a drug kingpin. He went down to keep her from going down. He because the feds was gonna come after her. He took the charge. She turned around and married his brother or cousin or best friend or something like that. He went down. Then she married Steve. Steve is on his third marriage. Now I'm not going to talk about what Steve did because I seen an interview where Steve held himself accountable for his marriages. So I'm not going to hold it over his head. I haven't heard Marjorie apologize yet, but that's the reason why people think that this could be possible because of those parties involved. We wouldn't have thought this about the Obamas. We wouldn't have thought this about the Ice Cubes. We wouldn't have thought this about Snoop Dogg. The Mario Hardys wouldn't be able to be caught up in something like this because we believe, and they have shown us that they believe in the sanctity of marriage. They're not marrying person after person after person. They're actually marrying somebody and staying married to that same person. So this is the reason why something like that could spread about you guys, because the volatility in marriage.
Right, wake up.
Well, I didn't know it was my turn, but okay. You know me, this one of the things, again, these rich people problems, man. I really don't care for the chatter or the gossip, but I do understand that drama sells. So at the minute that they heard Steve Harvey's downfall or misfortune, everybody hopped at the opportunity to get on it. Like Chris said, they both have some beginnings, but everybody does. So what? You feel me? But he did step out there as a man and confront it. say that it was rumors, and put it to bed. So I think we should do the same. Steve will get his if it's to get, and if not, oh well. Steve just doing what he feel like is best. I don't really have a dog in the fight with that, but I wish him the best.
Yeah, I watched viral videos where people reposted talking about that he didn't. She slept with the bodyguard and the chef, and I was like, we don't do nothing that's not confirmed. And really, like Chris nailed it. Both of them are almost made for each other. So rich people problems. Super Mario Senior.
I think I think Chris said great points actually. I think that's what I always worry about. Perception is a lot of people's reality, right? So when you put that perception out there, that's how people are going to do it. The second thing is I think the world right now, I don't think when people want to say this or not, but it's an attack on marriage and the sanctity of everything that's holy and reminds people of what morally sound Christians or what that is, right? So I think that people are waiting for something to happen to most people who promote happiness. It could be marriage, wealth, it could be children. They just waiting for something to happen to say, aha, I knew it. I knew it was too good to be true. Aha, I knew you weren't that happy. I knew that's a lie. Margie can't get a third chance. Steve can't get a fourth chance. There's no way they can find each other and be married and be loving and Steve can talk that crap. And before I go, I think men are tired of Steve always condescendingly talking at us. And I think women are envious of Marjorie actually finding somebody after all the stuff that they thought she is. So, we get to that point of it's just a lot of people hoping and wishing that their situation was not what it really was. Yeah.
And the crazy part about that, what you're saying, Hart, is a lot of those people also are the ones who can't get the first try. That's, all in the next person's business and hoping for their downfall, which is sad. So, that drama sells. And we hurry up to get emotional and involved in everybody else's business, but don't get no emotion on our own. That's amazing to me too.
My only issue with Steve was how I just felt like he bashed men and women ate it up, and it was almost like the wolf story, like y'all talking to the wolf. And most of all, I hate when media takes one black person and makes him be like the spokesperson for all black people. And every time you turn around, they got Steve Harvey on a clip or on a show, and he's talking about men like he could talk for all men. I think that's dangerous, and he's telling women this. There's a lot of stuff he don't agree with. But like I said, a broke clock is right twice a day. So for the people that love him, hey, I'm all for it. But we exposed one of them things when he's telling women about the 90-day rule. Yeah, we ate that one up and said, listen, some of the advice, this man is selling books and selling movies. So it's up to y'all to decipher what's really good for you and what's not. But you can't listen to everybody. You can't go to every church. But I got something good for you guys. Lighten up the mood. And I'm going to go first to the person that probably give me some insight. Growing up, there's a lot of old quotes, old sayings, a lot of stuff that you might have adopted from your family. And you grew up and be like, I don't even know what that meant. Or what was that don't even make any sense to me. So what are things people used to say to you when you were younger that really never made any sense, Chris Leo?
One that stick out to me the most is this is gonna hurt me more than it hurt you. I caught a lot of whoopings in my life, and I ain't never ever felt that was true. I've never ever got a whooping from my mom and felt like holding her and consoling her after, like, Mom, you okay? You all right? And if that's so true, and you supposed to be disciplining me, let me beat you with the belt so I can hurt myself more by beating you. Because apparently, some kind of way, you beating me is going to hurt you more. I've never seen that be true at all in my whole entire life. And I took some ass whoopings because I used to cry for my mom. Like, she would beat me, and I wouldn't even like cry. I wouldn't show no emotion. And this is how I know I was a Leo, because I get hit and then she hit me when it really hurt. I kind of growl, and then would like piss her off more because she thought I was like insane because I was growling or whatever, and I wouldn't cry. So that would make her beat me a little bit more. But still, I can't imagine how her beating me hurt her more than it actually hurt me. Because my mom was a hell raiser. So that's what I got. That's all I got.
Listen, the whoopings, that might be a Leo thing, because whoopings never bother me. The worst whooping I ever got is when my grandma hit me with a wet rag. It felt like a taser. But the disappointment in her eyes made that whooping feel like the worst thing on earth. She was so disappointed in me. You know, your mama look at you like she disgusted with you. Man, that really do something to you. But the thing that I have for things that people say when you were young that never really made any sense is a classic one. And people still say it. When people like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's my goddamn cake. Why wouldn't I eat it? That makes no sense to me. But then I went and dug up, and then my sis Mishka was like, you know, that's a misquote. And the real thing is you can't have your cake and eat it too. Even that's a foolery. Like, yes, I can have cake and eat it too. If Kate and Edith want me, why can't we do what we do? That makes no sense. So, nah, buddy. Some of those old sayings, I take Edith. I'll take Edith, Kate, and whoever want to be a part of my skate. But that was the saying.
Spoken.
Yeah, what? That's a saying that I'll get in trouble for later tonight. But Mark Zay, give me one of those Jamaican slangs that really didn't make no sense either.
Oh man, it's so many of them. Y'all probably even wouldn't understand half of them. Yeah, I'll probably come back and give you one of those. I got to think of that. I was actually thinking of rolling with y'all down to Pleasant City and hearing grandma roommate say fat meat greasing. What is that?
What does that mean?
What is that? I don't know, but I know we sat down, boy. You know, fat meat greasing. Uh-oh. I don't know,
Hey.
but on the Jamaican side, man, God, it's so many take sense for nonsense. You never seen smoke without fire yet. Oh man, it's so many, bro. I that's a good one, Horace. I'm gonna come back and give you one of those ones L'Oreal probably gave you that make you scratch your head, because I wasn't thinking about that one at all. I was still trying to figure out why fat meat greasing.
You know which one I like to use a lot? When I see somebody acting real bougie, I be like, well, if it ain't table napkin, turn tablecloth. Super Mario Sr.
Well, you know, I grew up in a religious family, so my great grandma used to make us cut off every light in the house and shut up and cut the TV off when it started lighting and say, "Shut up, God talking," and y'all don't say nothing else. And I used to be like, I got several whoopings, several especially for this, and then I was supposed to be the mouthiest and the most devilish child in the world, because I said one day, Grandma, it's no way everybody in the world turn their TV off and their lights off every time it started lightning. It's just no way that can happen. It's just no way everybody in the world just shuts the hell up when it starts lightning. It's just I just never understood that. Like, why do I have to shut up and turn the TV off in the middle of a storm when it started lightning? Because God talking. So God ain't talking. So he only talking in this house. He not talking to the world. Because if I go outside, I hear him talking too, and I see their TV on through the damn window. So why the hell do I got to shut the hell up, get from by the window, and then sit by the wall and then don't say nothing else until it stopped lightning? I hated that.
You know, it's another one too, hard as you mentioned that when the sun is shining and it's raining. When they say the devil and his wife is fighting. Yeah. How they know that? That? Who told them that?
Amazing.
I used to be like, come on, bro. Like, get the hell out of here. My mom would still say that. Like, come on now, he does lightning out there. You gonna cut? No, this is my house. I cut every TV on now. Just because you make me cut them off without a look.
Nah, I don't play that. I don't play that, boy. I'd be no superstition.
Turn the light off in the car. So you don't get pulled over. Whatever. Turn the light off in the car. Yeah, you don't get pulled over.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, because don't look back. That is true. We got pulled over thanks to Pac-Man. Troll behind us. Don't look back. Oh, you'll never ride again, Pac-Man.
Oh, the other one. Oh, shit, I forgot about it. Damn, I can't think. Yeah, it's your baby.
Oh, amazing. I never understood that one.
Hey, man. Listen, I don't even know what to say to her. That's pretty. That seemed to be a classic one though, Chris. Still going strong today. Let me ask you something.
That's a
We've
good
done
point
a
right
lot of
there, big dog.
shows. We've done a lot of shows, man. Y'all are veterans now. And I don't know what to say other than I'm proud of our growth and how far we've gone and came in this world. Over the years, we've done a lot of shows. So 126, man. I'm pretty sure we at 100 shows by now. 3, 26, 4, 26 weeks. No, 52 weeks. I mean, 52 weeks in a year. We in the, yeah, don't worry about it.
We up
Listen,
there.
yeah, we up there. Over the years, man, we've done a lot of shows. What has been your favorite segment of the Black Super Friends podcast from over the years?
Ooh, 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 ooh,
Yeah,
ooh, ooh.
I want to
I
hear this
got
one.
I got a top 3. So
You got
I
Oh,
gotta
3.
I gotta give. Yeah, listen, man. I don't know. We're gonna follow this Black Super Friends history. When we brought the Deacon on, that was a grandiose time, boy. That was FDCPA violations and everything else. Shout out to the Deep. That was real. Um, the first time we brought the doctors on, that was a great time, boy. I never seen my brother so sick in his life. He was so sick he couldn't speak no more the rest of the podcast. And then honorable mention comes up. We got to bring this back. We've said this before. I'm gonna say it again. Sponsorship.
oh
We
man.
gotta bring back
Without
sponsorship.
sponsorship,
We gotta bring back sponsorship.
you ran some sponsorships the other day, and I'm like, well, Willie, Sweet
Oh,
Willie,
man.
come on, man. We got to get back.
Yeah.
Bonzo Town.
Yeah.
If he can't take it, you just ain't right.
If I can make you look good, you just don't look good.
What about the one with
That
the
sounds about
AC?
right.
What about the one with the AC? Wait till the AC don't work. Wait, put the fan on till we get there.
But
Shit like that.
but those are 3 I had to bring those up because I couldn't let the night go by without mentioning. The first 2 were like neck and neck. You know what I'm saying? It took me a long time to figure out because I definitely needed to holler at you about. We got to get this jingle back in the spirit of Jamie Foxx. Bring the jingles back. If Jamie can come back, the jingles can come back. That's it.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
listen, bro. That was one of the best episodes. It say the AC covered. If your AC out, leave the fan on until we get there. That was awful, dog. We had which one was the one that's talking about the meat? If you like the meat
Yeah,
so
Sweet
good,
Willie.
the meat so good you gonna want to swallow it. Man,
You know I love sick humor.
yeah. Hey, bro, I forgot
PJ, you
it
got to
was.
get in on some of this. We know you write jingles too.
Hey, man, what do you mean you think these sponsors are real?
They are real. What are you
What
talking
are you
about?
talking about? Yeah, so those are real, PJ. You could be a sponsor with the right price. Okay, let me
Get our
see.
bucks up. Chris,
I'm
can you
still
hit him with
thinking
the
about what's the best
sponsor
segment
page,
over the
please?
years. One of the best segments over the years, though, was when I might have been in LA, and Chris called hell. Chris called a Zay episode one day where I had just gave Chris got a new laptop, and Chris froze, came back in, and Chris was so pissed. Use the camera, he said.
And then I don't know if you remember in that same one, I tricked y'all and I didn't freeze. And then everybody thought I was actually frozen. Like, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I do know it's my favorite segment. No, my funniest segment was when Zay got took by the Decepticons, and I know he's mad to this day about this. Zay was saying some deep stuff, and it was bang, 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 bang. And Chris said, I know he's saying some deep stuff right now, but we can't hear nothing. And Mario got in.
Yeah, y'all went to town. I
Bro,
watched that replay like, boy, so that's how y'all gonna do, man. Putting cases on all of you.
I don't even play it no more out of respect for you, bro, because it was ding, ding, ding.
That gotta come up on a Thursday.
Well, we could have got a Cricket Wireless sponsorship that night, messing with you, man. But Super Mario Senior.
Man, y'all done said some classics, man. There's some definitely some classics, man. I was thinking about a couple of those, so some of them y'all done said that I was gonna say. I would say I used to like when Cortina and Ivory came on because I think that they dug deep, especially Chrissy like cried every other episode. Some of them is pretty good. I think for a minute we had turned into like The View. Like it was like we had like deep. Like every week, it was like a deep conversation. Like then people was inboxing me, "Oh, yeah, I had a breakthrough on my couch at home," and it just so relieving to see 4 men up there just being transparent. Then all of a sudden, I think that was
Samuels was born.
No, I just want to say I think that was counteracting the Deacon. We were still trying to get some sponsors back and then try to get in good graces with the FGC because after the Deacon came on, he set us back as a new show for a long time. I know we was like at the bottom. They kept like shadow banning us and all kind of crap because we were looking at us like a rap. They had labeled us as a rap podcast and all kind of stuff because they had a rapper on there with chains cussing every other word. It was just
hold this and hold that.
And then when the Kevin Samuels time era happened, I never received so much hate mail. It was like women. You notice this? There was so many women tuning in to cuss us out week after week after week. We had like 40 women in the views just cussing us out, calling us pieces of craps, and saying, "Kevin, we hope he died." Then he died. Then they came back one last time before they left and was
danced on it.
I don't know. I never seen such a thing, man. Then the last thing I'm gonna say is when Derrick Jackson got caught cheating. Oh my God. That show after that, boy, I ain't never seen. If you look back at the facial expressions of everybody in the show after he got caught, it's like, I told you so. When he got caught and then he had to take the walking stick. Oh man, it was a glorious time, man. We done been through a lot, man. We done been through a lot on this show, man. So I'm glad to still be here.
Yeah, I think my proudest show is probably the one that we had. What we did, it was Triggers. That's probably our most successful show. That show still pops up time to time. I think all of us talked about. I think I got choked up on that show, but
yeah, it was
show. Huh?
That was Onions.
There was Triggers.
It was definitely Onions.
Yeah. I talked about that. I talked about me. Chris talked about his dad. You talked about your dad. So it was one of the shows. Huh?
Was that Hell Week?
No, that came after Hell Week. No, it was before Hell Week. Mario kept us in Hell Week for like a whole dang month. You know, I think he turned into Montel Williams for a whole month.
It was the bald head.
Yeah, I never knew I had such guys who wanted to cry. I didn't want to turn the faucet off. I never knew y'all were holding in all them tears. I was like, well, shit, well, just let it rain.
Yeah, you know what? My favorite segment is top 3 is the Triggers. The one where we surprised Chris for his birthday and he cried the whole episode. Because we showed a video of everybody saying we love you, Uncle Chris. Chris cried for 30 minutes. And
Rain Man had.
Yeah, and I think the last was a show. I don't remember what the topics was, but that's when we lost Drake, and we still went on air, and it was something about that show, man. I don't know. That's one of my memorable shows. I was in LA, and we still did the show, and it was a show. Even though it was a sad time, everybody was just in a mood of gratitude, like remembering, like, yeah, we lost them, but having those memories, I thought was big. Yeah, that might have been it. Let me ask you something else. And I'm going to Chris because Chris wanted this back in the show. He talked to the producers. Chris.
Oh, Chris didn't tell us his best show, did he?
No, Horace did. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm sorry.
That's a lie, Horace.
Well, go ahead.
No, that's okay. He just took my whole shine.
Let's go, Leopard.
I'm a selfish guy, so I'm gonna think about the show that was centered around me, man. That was my birthday weekend. Week. I was in a Big Boy Hotel on the International Drive. Had Big Boy Company in that hotel on International Drive.
Pause.
Wait, yeah. Super
Amazing.
Paul.
No. Okay,
Big boy something.
not like that. But what I was gonna say, but yeah, man, I didn't expect that coming, man, at all. And to see my family show that kind of love for me, send those videos, and when Hardy told me that it was simple for them to send it to them, they gave it right back. I don't know what they did that night, because I think they was cutting onions in the lobby or something like that. And I walked past there right before the show, and it kind of stuck in my cuticles and stuff. Well, whatever. So, but yeah, that was a really good show. My honorable mention would have to be, it was a Father's Day show where we showed a lot of videos of, I asked the question, what fatherhood means to you, and it's so significant because most of those videos came from when we was at a funeral for one of our forgotten homeboys, man. Shout out to Yak. So yeah, that video meant a lot. That episode meant a lot to me. Both of those episodes. So yeah, those two.
Okay. All right, Chris. Yeah, that's what we trying to say. You were crying. Just say it.
I don't know about that. I was cutting onions because I was making like hamburgers because I like that for my birthday.
You know what's worse? The people that don't want to cry and then it just make it worse.
That
just make it worse, man. Just let it out, Chris.
I wear shades, so you'll never know.
He's mad too. Get angry. Goddamn AC here.
You know, those are some good episodes too. Right after the crying season, we had got like the mad rapper Chris, and like we were 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dad, you know what makes me mad?
Listen, a little bit came out last week where you say Valoo. They say Valoo. When I see your ass. Valoo has got the first full immunity pass on this show.
As soon as the bag get lifted, I swear.
Chris is not happy about full immunity for she's gonna violate though. Super Mario gonna have to lift the gavel because she gonna violate. She can't handle such control. Cannot. All right. Let me ask you something. I'm gonna go to the person. Yeah, Zay, I need you to dig deep because I can name a few of them, but I'm just joking. What did you do in this lifetime that made you question your own character?
I don't know. You gotta give me some elaborate on that one, sir. And what way, shape, or fashion are you speaking?
It's Wacky Wednesday, and you just had a session. And you look in the mirror and say, "I'm better than this."
Nah, I'm not the culprit for that one. I'm not the culprit for that one.
Well, that's a good example.
Damn.
Okay.
What was I thinking? Man, so many things, man. Man, when I pulled up in the alley, leaving the car, I think, and they decided to come that day to hit y'all apartment. God Almighty, what was I thinking? And God was with me, because they didn't touch not my car, nor did they come to us. I don't know what happened. The angels formed a shelter around us, and when they left, I left, and I don't ever think I came back to that hole ever again. I think that was my what in the world moment that I could think of for right now. Chris.
For me, I have to go back to my backsliding days. There was a drought one year, right? And nobody could find anything. Nobody could find anything. Huh?
99?
Man, I wasn't 99. It was a little bit before.
It was a great drought in 99.
Yeah. That was this drought, right? And nobody could find anything. And I had a lot of customers and they was getting antsy. And what people know that was in the game, they know that in the drought, the people that strive is scammers and savages. So I was dealing with these Haitians, and they said they found a plug or whatever. All right, so I knew them. I knew them from Haitians that I thought was solid or whatever. That's how I met them. So he told me what my cut would have to be to get plugged in or whatever. So I gave it to him. Thou wow. About 2 hours later, I get a phone call. He crying on the other end, talking about he got robbed. So I go downstairs because we live in the same complex. Go downstairs and the man is like boo-hoo crying. I'm talking about like really, really crying, and I'm so frustrated because that's my money. You know what I'm saying? I just had my baby. I think it was like either 1 or 2. I don't remember. I think that was the year my mama died or whatever. And I was just, dog, that really fucked with me, right? So I'm embarrassed, I'm pissed off and everything like that. So I'm like, hey man, what they at? What is happening? Where they at? Take me where they at. So he said he's gonna take me. Ran back in the apartment, got the burner. Jump in the car. We go to this little spot, and I'm such a hothead. As soon as I bust the car, I start yelling because he pointed at some guys standing out there. I started yelling or whatever, whatever. So the guys took off, and they running down. They running, and then they made a left into the apartments. I'm running behind them, and like by the time I made the left, they're deep in front of me. So I pulled a fire. And then I see a lady, like, because they far in front of me. And then I see a lady pushing like a little stroller walking past. And like, as soon as I get, like, I'm about to do it. And I seen it and it made me freeze, dog, because I hadn't, like, I'm thinking to myself, bro, I'm about to throw my whole life away about $1,000. And I don't even know if this man is telling the truth. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if these are real people. I don't know what's going on. I'm just so frantic about it that I'm about to really throw my life away behind this bullshit. And dog, like, I ain't no gangster, dog. I ain't never try to claim to be no gangster, no tough guy, but I ain't never been a scary guy, and I'm big on respect. But I'm kind of like I'm hot tempered. You know what I'm saying? But so dog, it was a combination of all those things, man, and it made me really question my character. Like, this is not me. About to go this far over $1,000. So yeah, that was one situation where that really tested my character. Turn your mic on. You are a professional.
No, in my mind, I'm trying to figure out what made me question my own character. That's a good one. I've been thinking about it all afternoon. Super Mario Senior.
I got one. Got arrested. I got 2. So my homeboy, God bless the dead, was one of my homeboys who was the most, I'm gonna say, strange guy, should I say, that you ever see. Because what all he was about, his looks never fit nothing what he was about. He resembled a light-skinned Carlton from the Fresh Prince, but he was O-Dog from Menace to Society in his heart and in his head. He looks nothing like what he was about. He had green eyes. He was chubby. He wore preppy clothes. He walked like goofy, talked very proper, articulate, always kept a Caesar, no facial hair. Everything about him said, that's the guy who did great on his SATs. And as soon as he started talking to you, when he know you, it's about a robbery, how to get over on somebody, or how to fuck over somebody. This nigga, it's a simple conversation could be like, oh, fuck all that. So let's get this. I'm talking about every time. So some of the beginning of my days of Orlando, I was at the brokest point of my ever life. And Yak is my dog, was my dog. Like, me and him was like misfits of the crew because those guys was in college. And Yak was in college too, but he just always used to come get me. Maybe because I was the youngest, the most impressionable, or just was down with whatever. Because I felt like I owed these guys because I ain't have too much. Man, this girl, at this point, I didn't know this. Yak has the worst time with women. Every woman takes advantage of him. Every woman takes advantage of him. So he comes in the house. Man, this chick tried me, man. She kicked me out of the house and took all my stuff. And she laid up in there with some nigga. We got to go over there. So I'm laying on the couch. Chris and all them gone. I'm like, what? Man, what is Nick? Man, let me put my shoes on. So I jump in the car with him. I don't ask no questions. This is my dog. We go over there. So we sitting outside the apartment. She's like, Dad, go right there. I just need to get my stuff. So everybody know I know construction. So I takes the front window out. So me and him go through the window. So we take everything. So midway through this, I'm like, hold up. None of this is yours. None of this is yours. I say, fuck it, this is my dog, and we already here. So we get back to Rick's house, and we have everything from their apartment in there. So then I hear the real story of she was cheating on him with another dude, and that was all they stuff. So I'm like, what, domestic robbery? I'm mad at him. But then this is the part, that's bad. This is the part. The girl, we don't say the name and all this, was one of our homeboys' close relatives. And so she called him, and he like, damn. So I'm like, well, I done did it. Nah, I can't just, he like, man, give it back to her. So I'm like, hell no. Nah. We ain't giving nothing back. So at that point, Cuz was some big hustler, right? Cuz had like, I tell you no lie, 2 closets full. Chris think I'm lying. If I'm lying, tell me I'm lying. Cuz had like 2 closets full of clothes that's never worn, TV. I'm talking about joy. He was in there. I think for like 6 months, we was the freshest guys Orlando ever seen off of Cuz. And then when I thought about it, I was like, bro, that was some sucker shit I just did, dog. Because this man ain't do nothing but just hit a chick. And that's when I know my boy Yak just didn't give a damn, boy. Not to prolong it, the second thing was when he had me on the cape about a car. And he took this girl whole car from her. And then I don't even know this. He come to get me because her brother's looking to defend her honor. And then like Chris, we run in the house and get the pistol, and I'm telling this nigga, boy, you'll die by this guy. I'm like, then I hear the whole story. I'm like, man, you
this thing about this car.
I'm like, bro, I had to understand. I'm like, then I felt so bad. I asked Chris, I'm like, bro, I should make Yak get it. I felt so bad because what he did to the girl was so bad. And I was like, and I was the enforcer on that mission. So I'm like, if I don't do this, this never happens. So then the girl is calling like, this is my only car. I don't have no, this is the only way I get my kids around. And this nigga like, man, fuck that shit. He don't drop bang in it, drop tents on it. So I felt so bad, dog, myself, dog. I said, dog, I know this karma got to come back to me. This is the most pathetic thing I've ever done in my life. Unbeknownst, but still, some of the worst stuff I've ever done was with my dog. I swear, he used to call me and set me up every damn time until I learned, bro, I hang up the phone.
No, yeah, so he had such bad luck in that truck too. That car too. They came and bust the windows out, flattened off 4 tires. I think the car got shot at. Yep. He had the worst time.
He kept getting caught cheating in that car, dog. That was the worst car. And I kept saying, bro, you look how you got the car, bro. That was the worst car. I saw alone. Like, I'm not fucking with Yak no more, man. This guy.
Bro, the question was, what did I do that made me question my own character? I think it goes back to the drought, that great drought of 99, the drought we had. And Chris talking about one drought, I'm talking about the other one. Listen, it was a bad year. All of us were victims of it. And I remember not being able to go to sleep at night. That monkey was on my back, and it made me make bad choices. Even the people that I was hanging around was not the people I should be hanging around. I remember around this time, I believe Studio X was still a thing. And I remember that me and Dookie J happened to be hanging out for many nights. And there was an epiphany I had one night when I'm looking at him saying, what am I doing in the car with Jay? We don't have the same habits. We don't have the same integrity. And nothing good can come from this. He had me downtown with girls from Pleasant City in back alleys. He was stealing cars. I remember he stole a girl from me at the Studio X who was a pregnant stripper, right? He got caught in the house. The dude comes home, and I remember the dude got so mad that he couldn't catch Zay, so he took a box of puppies and ran over a box of puppies in the driveway while Jay is butt naked across the street watching, putting on his clothes. So it was just those moments that made me say, like, my life can't be this. Hanging with Jay and Lil Man, and the tragic moment was when what's the girl next to Tracy? The neighbor had this cousin that looked like Precious, and brother, that was one of the lowest points in life. Walking over there and saying, getting to that, say, no, this can't be my life.
Did you get in on that?
What?
Did you get in on that?
Actually, I went to the house and there was a bunch of fine girls in the house. So I'm like, okay, Lord, was this, Lord, are you bringing me somewhere out of darkness? So, but yeah, hanging with them. Listen, y'all know they had some habits. Before you can say we're going to the inlet or whatever, they gonna go in the hole to get this, they gonna go in another hole to get that. And I was like, nah, I'll never be one of them in my life. And them boys hung out all night. And I didn't understand how they could hang out all night until one day I seen what makes them go and get right. And I've never partaked in such activities, and I never will. Derek Burns, I should have called fire from your dad's apartment. Well, it's still illegal, Derek, so I would say allegedly. I don't know about the statute. Yeah.
Limitations on that.
Don't
worry, you told them how you gonna be an accomplice.
I will say me and Zay was dating two sisters at one time. We snuck in the house through two different windows. We come out of two separate windows, right? We come out of two separate windows. Just our luck. There's a whole mass murder 2 houses up. Thankfully, Riviera Beach police are so awful. They see us coming out of this window, so we look like murderers. Me and Zay come down Silver Beach Road, trying to ride a bicycle together. Weight didn't distribute even enough, so I take off. Zay runs. Zay tells me while he's running, and we run past, and we go past police with a kid. We should have been in jail, at least for questioning, but that's how bad Riviera Beach police was. Zay's running and tells me that he don't know why he wasn't running fast because his afterburners didn't kick in. So yeah, shout out to the old Riviera Beach police. We should be in jail because there was a mass murder 2 houses up, and we coming out of the neighbor's windows. Oh, gotta love America.
They don't understand. I was running about a 4.7 back then. You know, I don't know though. I was weak.
Yeah. And you know what should have been the nominee is when Ped-Leg Chris gave me that changed my life too.
That changed your life?
Yeah. Okay, I was like, why am I a handicapped person?
I don't think that changed your life. You were bullying a person that you had no business. And my boy hit you with that kickstand and this was over.
I'm beating up a handicapped man.
I say tilt.
I'm beating up a handicapped man, and I fell right into his trap because he balled up and let that titanium leg fly and knocked me the hell out.
Yeah, but when you snap back too, though, you know, my dog told you, my bad. You told us about.
I tell you, me and Zay had one of the nights coming from what was that club down in Boynton? What was that? It wasn't Ovasion.
Oh my God!
Well, 50 Cent.
It was Ovasion.
It was Ovasions.
Yeah,
that's one night. That's one night we had one of our guys.
My life.
No Club Boca.
No,
not.
Ovasion, my boy.
I'm talking about one of my homeboys who you never get in the car with late at night pulled up and said, "Y'all get in." Then we got in, and he was Suge Knight in his BMW. What? And we go down there, and I should have known this night wasn't gonna be good because there was a gun in every door and bullets and every. I'm like, man, why am I in here, man? We get out of there. This nigga just couldn't wait to shoot, man. This nigga tore that bitch up. Then we driving home fast as we could. We watching the news. I'm like, oh no. I say, I felt so dumb. I'm like, I knew this night was gonna happen, bro. For a whole week, I just like, yeah, I'm finna go to jail for the rest of my life, and I knew it's my fault. It's nobody's fault but mine. I have nobody to blame but myself for getting that dumbass car. I called Zay. Zay was like, bro, you good? Hell no, bro. We finna go to jail, bitch. And that's my fault. Bitch, I was so mad at myself. You talking about look at my character. I was like, you idiot. You know better than this shit, dog. It's just like,
No, this was when it got bad was when we left there. And we should have been going home. And he had the bright idea. They're gonna be looking for us going north. Let's go south. And it was all a ploy because he just wanted to plunder some more. He was a pirate. My dog was really a real-life pirate, dog.
The man just had an OK Corral. When we on the run, the nigga said, let's go the other way. Then he see he see another guy. You seen that chain? No, bro, we're trying to get home. Y'all just chill. he jumps out and
knew what time it was.
I said, I'm on 3 strikes right now. This is crazy, bro. I'm gonna go to jail for the rest of my life, man.
It was GTA before it was GTA. Y'all don't even understand.
Then he come back
life.
the next day like nothing never happened. Like, shit, what's going on, y'all boys? What?
Hey,
I'm never riding with you again.
We grew up with OGs. They grew up on IG. Like all that GTA, all that stuff that they were doing, but we were doing that in real life. Against our will. But boy, we did it. Oh man.
Listen,
I'll tell you, not to go on with story. I'll tell you how I had a Haitian homeboy named Ralph. He made me think. He made me recalibrate what gangster was. One night we was outnumbered 50-20 or 50-10, and niggas had guns and all. We were leaving at the club in Orlando, and this nigga would not leave the parking lot. He drove around the parking lot in his bubble Chevy, threatening everybody to shoot him. I was the scaredest I ever been in my life in the car. Everybody had guns. He like, nigga, shoot if you talk, shoot. And I'm like, bro, just leave. He like, no, these niggas, I know a coward when I see him. He riding around, slowly looking at them niggas with their guns in their mouth. I'm like, bitch, crazy. I say that. I thought I knew crazy people. This is a different level of crazy right here. This is like insane. This man had no fear no bone in his body, looking at it with guns and outnumbered. And he telling them, I bet you won't shoot. I bet you won't shoot. And he would not, bro, we had to bet this nigga leave the parking lot. He would not leave, calling them cowards in front of everybody. I'm like, bro, they got to shoot now. Now, we are in a college party. It's 1,000 people out here. And he is just, that's when I seen people do a lot of pump faking. And a person who's ready to die, you do not want to fuck with. Because he didn't care nothing about dying. And I did. I wanted to leave.
I never understood that level of ballsiness. I never understood that. We got a good friend named Dolphin. I remember it happened to him. Dude pistol whipped Dolphin and put the pistol to his head, and his word was bust that shit. No. How do you arrive at that?
I don't know. I seen it with my eyes.
But that's my dog though, and he did it. At that point in life, I'm not about that though. Like that's.
I want to say that if they were the most brilliant part about the Straight Outta Compton movie was how they introduced everybody and made everybody in the beginning get the 6 degrees separation. That way you know how each one was connected to each other and all that. And I think that would be good if they ever tell some of our stories, because the day I met Chris, I showed up at his house. He was cooking turkey necks and tomato sauce, which I just thought was crazy. And then he was the most greatest host I ever had. But that night, without me knowing him well, knowing that the old side, I'd go to jail with him, Chris ran every toll in Orlando all night, and then stops to 1 at the end of the night and says, "You got some change?" So we get out of the car and look at the toll. He said, "Oh, people throw it be quarters." We got in the car; it's quarters everywhere. So he was like, "Right." And then somebody had the nerve to blow the horn and say, "Brr," and Chris turned into the Incredible Hulk at that toll booth. And that was one of my moments that said,
you can come up at them toll booths, boy. You run around and get them toll booths, and nobody, and people don't know that machine don't work. Boy, you get $200 in goddamn quarters, boy, just sitting in the back. We were young too. Oh man,
you know what, Harv? I think you should have ran this where we actually spoke on a story from each other, because I was really thinking Chris was going to say that I think that was the night that you met Kyle's grandmother and you never was able to show up. I thought that would have been life changing for you. And for you, Horace, I think I think that was Mr. Hogpen that made you say, you know what, retirement looks really, really nice right now.
Yeah.
When Hog used to get ask for donations so he can come to see you. That was an amazing time in life. That I've never seen bullying in that splendor ever in my life. But hey, what can I say? I would love to hear what y'all got to say about me, because y'all stumped me. I was like, I don't have any character defining moments, I don't think, but I'm quite sure y'all got something.
I do. When you didn't want to fight and Pee Wee beat up 5 people on your behalf like Spider-Man, but that's another story. Chris.
I do. To my defense, we was driving in a bubble Chevy. Back then, the bubble Chevy, the gas tank used to be behind the tag. So if you would flip your tag to put gas in, that means your tag is hidden. And that's the reason why we used to drive through the tolls, because they couldn't take a picture of our tag because we was in a bubble Chevy.
Amazing.
Chris, that night we were in your mother-in-law BMW Jeep
That's a
truck.
different story.
Yeah.
Tough.
Playing Gucci Mane. So
shout out to Miss Jean, man. She didn't even know me and let me drive her BMW to the club with my homeboys.
I got the most fucked up story. I thought Chris was gonna say this. Fuck it, we out here now. So we every day in Orlando, we had to go get dressed up and go to the players ball. Right, they had one with all my homeboys. There's like 20 of us, and we were young, but we had to go to the store on the west side. That's the only place that sold like silk shirts and like, cause you had to dress up, and we were all too young to technically get in the club. But we figured if we dress up, we come deep, if we pay for a section, we should be good. They won't fuck us over. So it may be like 2 of us was old enough, but the rest of us, yeah, we were definitely not supposed to be in there. It was like a 30 and older club. I think we were like 20, 22. So me and Chris started late. At that point, we tried to hustle. So we finally meet up. Bro, as soon as we get in the collect car, bro, it starts pouring down. When I say pouring, bro, we never checked the phone because we was on the phone all day. So we finally take a break. Pocket full of money, everything. We going to the mall. We got to hurry up. We hurry up because everybody told us to be late. Bro, I'm talking about when I say pouring, bro, it's a damn thunder tornado out here. It's like, it's our phones, the National Weather Center. I'll be like, fuck it. Bro, we driving. Next thing you know, boy, the car, we running through a puddle. It's over. It's the car fucked up. Everything.
That was the worst.
That was the worst.
To this day, though, I have to. That's why I publicly apologize to my baby mama, privately apologize. And that was some shitball thing to do, dog. I'm in her car, getting ready to go to the club to be around women, and drove her shit through the puddle and blew the whole engine out. That used to do some of the most.
But it was the way. I'm saying him telling her that, and me knowing like 1,000% he didn't mean for this to happen. Like nobody intended for this to happen. But it was like, come on, bro. What's the chances of that car at that time? That like so much stuff we would have never did. But now we had to get out. We were trying to get back to give her the car. So that's why we were rushing to give her the car instead of just waiting. So I see my dog face looking. I'm looking like, bro, get the fuck. What can we do? I say, Jesus Christ.
That's when I was in my weak boy era, man. I'm living with a chick. I'm driving her car. I'm doing all, man. Don't ever put yourself in that position no more, fellas. Get your own shit. Get your shit together. Do not depend on a woman. It is not her fault that you are subpar at this point in your life, dog. Tighten up. I did some dickhead shit, boy. I swear.
All of us. Boy, that's why I say that's why I understand the growth that needs to happen in the man. Because boy, we were some fuck ups.
Growth is everything. Closing comments, LL Cool J.
I appreciate y'all. I love y'all for coming out. I like that we got a chance to get, open with y'all, and y'all got a chance to go down memory lane with us and see that we weren't always these upstanding gentlemen that you see. We actually used to fuck up too. So sometimes when we be telling y'all some things, we're telling y'all from a place of experience, not because we know it all. But the one thing that I do know, that none of y'all ain't bought no mug at all. And it's very disheartening. Y'all ain't even as much as got a t-shirt. Yeah, you need to take care of him. I've been having this $15 waiting for my dog for the longest. I don't need him to say that he need a shirt ever again. But I do appreciate y'all.
We say getting him a mug. We ain't saying nobody no shirt.
You gotta give him a shirt too at this point. Put a name on the back. What you need on the back, D?
D, tell us what you want on the cup. All right. Listen, you know what messed me up tonight? My closing comment is gonna be this. One, the answer I should have gave is what happened in life that made me question my character. It was a day where I was home and one of my friends who I had to take care of as a little brother came to my house looking like somebody hit him with the hammer of Thor. His eye was closed. He was bleeding out his ear. And he said, Tootie, come on, let's go get him. And I looked at him and I said, if they did that to you, what you think they're gonna do to me? And at that moment, I had to question my character. Was I a coward or was I damn sure smart to avoid a beating that he got? So yeah, that should have been my answer tonight. Because the way
No,
they
you
beat
didn't tell that full story. What did you do after you said that?
close the
Immediately.
door.
God damn.
What you mean? Did I miss some parts of it? Shit, I don't want none of that.
You left that out.
Yeah, get away from here. If they did that to you, what think they gonna do to me? Don't be building me up to be no hero, dog. They beat him flawlessly.
Hey, when Turtle hit Aisha with the egg, and it
Yeah,
was sitting right here.
how
He
bad
told
you
on
gotta
the
get
dude.
your ass with Chris to be bleeding out the ear? Chris Leo, close the comment.
For my closing comment, I want to address something that Hardy said in the group chat. I am, as a 49er fan, I do not support the treatment of Trey Lance. I think that that guy wasn't prepared to come out of college. We hyped him up. The NFL is a part of that too. Hyped him up. He had to get him he had to get him an agent because he wasn't even thinking that he was going to be able to go to the NFL, and we, drafted him. And it's not his fault that we traded all that draft stock for him, but it is our fault that we didn't give him enough opportunity. It is our fault that we didn't invest in that young man. It is our fault that we mortgaged our career, what should have been Kyle Shanahan's career on it. Luckily, we was able to still win, and that's the only thing that saved us, because that is a career-ending mistake. But I hope that he does well. I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I wouldn't have a problem if there's a bit of karma comes. Well, I'm not wishing any hurt on Dak, but something happened to Dak, and Trey was able to come in and win a game that would stop our season. I wouldn't be mad because of it. It would be more like poetic justice. Again, I believe in the 49ers. I still support my team. I support that coach. I support everything else, but I do think that it was some bullshit the way we handled that. I think that young man was mishandled.
All right, Super Mario Sr.
First of all, I want to say thank you, Chris. You're the only 49ers fan. That's why I always give you respect when y'all win. You're the only 49ers fan that actually tells the truth. It's not about the team. It's about, when I was bringing this up to several other 49ers fans, they act like I was delusional on what I was saying about, bro, this was fucked up for him. And it was the second black quarterback the 49ers had done wrong. That's all I was saying. But, that's neither here nor there. Hey, I want to give a shout out to my youngest son, Dylan Pickle. Hey, Dylan turned 1 this year. Seemed like the fastest year of my life. He turned 1. He didn't know it was his party, and he didn't care. He just was everywhere around, seeing a whole bunch of people. He what to do. He was just having a good time, man. I thank God so much for my kids, because I think every time I needed one, God gave me one to redirect me and motivate me to go to that next level in life. So, man, happy birthday, son. I know you too young to understand what this is, but the great thing about this is Horace will chop it up and play it and put it in the universe, the metasphere. So you better get older and say, my daddy was on there with my uncles and they said happy birthday to me. So, man, happy birthday. And hopefully by the time you see this, you'll be doing something great in life.
Yes. May you become a great king one day.
I forgot that I pulled up, and I meant to mention that. Boy, I started to be Where's Waldo as Zay today, but I didn't, and I refrained. And I was just El Cool Zay, but I definitely had to pull up on the big deal for his birthday. Shout out to Derek, because I want to say you inspired me to get some of those spiny shoes that you got. They were quite comfortable, and they were nice too, my brother. So the next time we go out and you're in the vicinity, I'm gonna have on them shoes in honor of you. And shout out to my nephew, the big deal. Dylan turned 1 on y'all.
All right. Well, listen, if y'all like the Leo badge, we having something this Saturday at the same location. It's going to be an all-white party. So, yeah, it should be interesting for anybody that's in town. Pull up if you want to get down.
It's worth it. I can attest to that. The site is amazing. That view that's postcard.
Yeah, and
Have your
everybody
attire up. You gotta have your attire up. Can't come in there with them big slouchy jeans. It ain't gonna work.
nah, everybody can't come. Listen, two things. Shout out to the man who changed my life. On August 28th, there was a guy named Tyler Tito Towns. Well, I think it's Tyler Jordan Towns. I named him Tyler after the kid that was on Mr. Cooper's show. Yeah, that's what I named him after. Man, I can't complain about the kid growing up, man. Just having a son is what made me go into the hustler that I became. And today was his birthday. Shout out to Tito Jordan. Go cop his music. Tell him happy birthday. He is a man that is expecting a child. And I wish him well wishes from boot camp. He's in boot camp right now. He's a part of the United States Army. He is going for infantry. So salute to that young brother who is out there trying to make a difference for his future and his future family. So shout out to my son for his accomplishments.
Uno.
Want to shout out also. What say?
I said Uno, number one.
Yeah, Tito. When I was in them streets, Tito was the little kid in the back seat. I look back on it and say
With a
how awful
do-rag.
that was. Yeah, man, that was awful. Family parenting advice, but I wanted my child everywhere with me at all times. So that says a lot. I want to give a special shout out to a nonprofit called the Pink Queen Foundation, who has been amazing to me. I think it's one of the ones that I champion the most because of their care. They're very active, and the way that they cater to cancer patients and their families is amazing. And I'm going to post a link this week for us to vote. All y'all support that nonprofit who is going to be nominated for Quantum Foundation's Award 2023 Marie Thorpe Above and Beyond Award. So I'm going to post that link. Support the Pink Queen Foundation. There's a lot of nonprofits, but this is one that I know has went over and beyond to be there and stand in the gap for families who are going through such activities such as cancer and grief and loss.
Pink team definitely home team. You know that's our dog wife, man. You know, so I was pleased that when we met her and she already knew who I was. I'm like, dang, you never know who's doing big things in the community. Is why I'm saying that. But she was good people from the beginning, and just to know that she's putting in that type of work in the community just warms my heart to know that that's one of the people that is near and dear to us. Like I said, that's one of our homeboys' wives, and definitely appreciate her in our community because she's affected one of our other homeboys, our child's mother, aka wife, before she passed with cancer. So definitely Pink.
All right. Yes, Chris.
We might not see you guys because we're gonna probably be off next weekend, but I want everybody to be safe in this upcoming storm. We got a storm headed. Well, it's a tropical storm right now, and it's headed our way. So I think everybody should be safe. I hope everybody got your safety products and everything like that. Your snacks. I got mine. I suggest you get some. I got some wrap snacks. Get you some wrap snacks. These is fire. These little babies fire. These pretty fire too. These are great for the hurricane. Stock up on it, and y'all be safe out there.
Chris don't gave us no money.
The tropical storm that's projected to be a hurricane.
Manifest it.
Well, the tropical storm that is projected to be a hurricane will come into the West Coast, anywhere from the Orlando, Tampa to the Panhandle. And anybody needs shelter, reach out to Chris Leo, who will accommodate anybody that needs accommodations. All right.
This is the one time that I stand for feminism. So I will only support women in this case. You men are on your own.
Hey, respectfully so. All right. Thank y'all for joining us for another episode of the Black Super Friends. We are them boys, not Dallas. Peace out.